previous video, we did some disassembling. Yeah, sorry, my camera had died, ran out of juice halfway through getting all the way down to the bare block, but I did finish up the disassembly. You can see the main caps and the bearings sitting right over there. Got these old pistons. I cleaned up one of them, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and replace these. I got some new ones that came in the other day. You can see the windows tray down there. It's a little bucket. I got the crankshaft sitting in the plastic bag with some oil on it to prevent any kind of rust. So I got down to the bare block here. I did spray this down after getting up all this head gasket, all this extra head gasket off of here. May have to address some of these little pitting and stuff like that, but we'll get to that on down the line. I'm going to touch this up every so often, because the one thing you want to be careful with is when you got this these machined edges exposed right here, is that you want to make sure that they're lubricated, because as you can see right here where this rust starts to form here, that's no bueno. The cylinders themselves didn't look that bad. You know, you can still see some cross hatching. A lot of this you probably can't see in the camera. I'm going to be rehoning these here before too long. I just got my honing tool in today for this block right here. I'm going to be consistently coming in here and cleaning this stuff out, or otherwise you're going to get that rust. Like, it's just going to build up there. But you know, other than that, that's pretty much how this is going to look. The pistons that I had mentioned, it came with the piston ring kit. Oh, before I get to that, I'll show you the pistons that's going to go in there. Yeah, so here they are right here. They came in just the other day. Pretty shiny. Just for contrast. Shiny and old next to each other. I was thinking about cleaning them out, but you know, on second thought, I was looking at the Teflon on the other pistons, and that's, as I was cleaning this one, that's what I was looking at, because you can see this one, like, I mean, the Teflon is pretty much already rubbed off completely, just from all that piston slap inside the cylinder. And you just, you know, sometimes they're still okay and sometimes they aren't. I'm not feeling too great about it. Yeah, they clean up nice and all that gunk came off of them, I mean, mostly, but I don't know, it's, you know, relatively inexpensive. It ain't like 500 bucks to get a set of pistons for a V6 or this V6. Definitely, I knew I was gonna need rings, but I figured I was already spending the money to get the rings. I might as well go ahead and get the pistons as well. And yeah, okay, so we got these from D&J. And they come in, this was probably roughly, I think it was like $119 for these. They come in a nice little package. You got your oil ring gland, or your oil ring, and then your number 1 and 2. They go in there. Usually the 1 and 2 that are the ones that need to be changed out the most. And I know some guys, they would just change the one that the properly drops. But overall, the pistons, they came in a pretty neat little packaging. You know, it didn't look all generic or anything. It was pretty good. Here in just a second, I kind of went ham on some of the pressure washing, and that was all caked with oil and road debris. This engine had 230,000 miles on it. That's the lower intake there. This is the timing cover and water pump assembly. And you can see the starter, by comparison, that's the clean side of the starter. That'll give you a little example for understanding. That's basically what was on that. Now I got a new water pump in here, so that's going to get changed out. I just got a popper off the old gasket. That one's going back in. And all this, all these other valves and lifters and everything, all these exhaust valves are cooked. You can see some major pitting. See that right there? No bueno. So I got some lapping compound that's coming in right now. I've also got some what do you call it, Prussian blue. In a later video I can show you how to use the Prussian blue as it's been shown to me. Again, I got self-proclaimed mechanic skills. I never claimed to be a professional. So how I'm going to address these pitted, really pitted exhaust valves is I got some Prussian blue. Well, first off, lapping compound, and then I got some Prussian blue, and I got some steel blue that's coming in. I believe those are layout compound. So basically what that's going to do, if you guys don't already know, some of you, all 5 of you that are probably watching this video, if you have heard of it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll go ahead and explain it. So basically what the lapping compound is going to do is finally ground all this down to where the metal meets, and it's going to take a lot of that gunk off. In theory, that's how it's supposed to work, if it works well. What I don't want, what I'm hoping not, is that I don't have to replace any of these valve seats. Notice there is a lot of gunk on here, but that's what I'm going to take the lapping compound, and like I said, I'll show in a different video how I know to do it. And again, I'm not professional, I've just done it and it's worked. It's my first time working on a Ford motor, but just about every motor I worked on has valves and valve seats, so I imagine it can't be too much different, minus the material. But it's gonna also, while it's taking that gunk off of that, it's gonna take the gunk off of this valve seat right here. And then with the Prussian blue, after I do that and wipe all that Prussian blue off of there, I'm sorry, all that lapping compound off of there, I'm gonna put the Prussian blue on there. And then with that, I'm just gonna mash it on there so that I can see how the valve seats how the valve seats to the valve seat, right here. Once I do that, I'm gonna put some steel blue layout compound here. The layout material will let me know whether or not the valve is seated with enough contact to the valve seat. Now, hopefully that makes sense, and on camera it'll make a lot more sense whenever you actually see me do it, and then it's all gonna make sense. I know right now you're like, I don't know what this guy's talking about, but you'll see. Basically what we want is we want this valve, see that tapered edge right there? We want it to rest nice and snug onto there without all that gunk preventing it from sealing. And that's probably what was making this engine miss, because I could hear it missing a lot. Just about every one of these exhaust valves, the smaller one's exhaust valve, about every one of these exhaust valves are like exactly the same thing. You can see they're all white. I think I'm also going to be replacing the oil seals on here too, the valve oil seals, because some of these I pulled out and there's oil dripping off of them, and you can see the oil started caking up and burning. I think I mean that's kind of normal with old engine, but some of them you can see like the crud, just started caking up there. I think a lot of that had to do with the oil dripping down from the oil seal onto that. Now when we do the oil seals, that'll make sense too, but you can see all that crud that is on there in comparison to these, how much I've been pressure washing these parts. Now I'm gonna end up painting this block, but I'm trying to take every piece apart. I mean, like down to the smallest piece that I can, to inspect everything that I possibly can, because I'm a bit rusty, kind of like this engine, but this engine's a little grimy. I'm kind of rusty. I'm trying to relearn some of the stuff I forgot and hopefully learn some new stuff. And you guys will probably see some mistakes I'm probably going to be making, but that's all part of it. Let me know if you guys see any mistakes I'm making, like the way that I'm storing these parts, but these are going to get replaced anyway. I know some people are probably gonna say, oh, you're not supposed to put anything on that windage tray. Okay, I know I'm working on it. I'm kind of moving stuff around, but I will get a solid system here. I'm not gonna blame it on the lack of space that I have. I'm not gonna blame it on that, because there's always a way to do it. Here's a camshaft, obviously. Well, I guess it's news to y'all who's never seen a camshaft before. I was thinking about going with a different one, you know, giving it a little bit more low. But we're talking about a 3.0 Vulcan Ford Ranger motor. So this ain't an LS engine. There ain't a whole lot of parts. There's a couple people that make them, but they make them in kits, you know, with different duration and lobe separation angle and stuff like that. Me, I ain't gonna spend $250 to $500 on a camshaft. Now you can see, like, you got some of this oil burnage right here, and you guys are gonna be like, oh, that camp's trash, you need to go ahead and get rid of it. I'm gonna try my best to bring this thing back to life. I know you guys are probably laughing at me right now, but to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, you just think like, well, these parts cost money, you know, and if I can make something work that's still here, then I'll try to do that. Other than this right here is, I've been working on this head. I'm not porting, but I am going to be polishing. I'm going to be polishing to try to, I know you guys see that valve seat. I know I misstepped a little bit on the, it's not a real aggressive grinding tool, but it's really just I wasn't trying to take a lot of material off. I was just kind of kissing it just a little bit and trying to take very minimal stuff off of there, trying to avoid hitting right here where my head gas is going to sit, and definitely not the valve seat, because you hit that thing the wrong way. And I'm hoping that I'm going to try to find some way to cover them. Like I said, this is the first time I've actually done this. You know, I've tried to polish any of these. I've seen it done quite a few times. It's my first time I'm going to try to undertake that. So if you guys have any suggestions on what to use, let me know in the comments section. So what I'm going to flip to now is the rest of the disassembly, minus the part where my camera died last time. I just showed you guys the bare block and everything, but however, like when I was taking out the crankshaft and pistons and stuff like that, you know, that's when the video died. So I had to, you know, charge my phone and everything, but, you know, beginning operations, working through the kinks here. If you have any questions or comments about my processes and things that I talked about in the video thus far, let me know. And I will read those comments. I pride myself on looking at that stuff, because I'm trying to make this channel a little bit better each time. I will admit that I suck at editing right now. I'm kind of learning through that, working through that. Be honest with you, my 14-year-old daughter is helping me do all that stuff. If there's anything that you'd like to see with this V6 3.0 Ranger rebuild, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I'll definitely consider it. But for now, just enjoy the rest of this video, and we'll see you later. Stay classy.